David, it is time now, as Linda said, for Be the Booker. You look distressed. You look distraught. You look like you're losing.
No, I am losing.
Handedly.
No, 190 points is not that many, and I got the MVP going in right now, Kevin Owens.
You actually, to your credit, you have far more Raw roster talents on your draft roster than I do.
Yes.
But I've got the ones that matter, such as Sami Zayn.
No, that's great. I'm glad you do.
So in this segment, what we do, folks, what he does is he predicts, if you will, if he gets it right,
It's not a
the
prediction.
matches
It's how I would,
until you gloat about them.
I am the guy that is writing the pay-per-view. It's how I would do it.
If in some demented reality that became the case, yes, this is how you would book it.
What would you do if I get the call one day to go to Stamford?
I'd send them your contract with me.
Not for lunch. I would go there and have a meeting with the powers that be.
1241 East Main?
Is that the address?
Mm-hmm.
You've been there?
Yeah, I have been to Titan Tower.
Really?
I absolutely have.
What were you doing there?
That's not for anybody to know.
Is there a
I had a
casting
meeting.
couch?
No, I was not on it.
Linda was there.
So if you had the pencil,
Yes.
if you will,
I got
and
the
was
fuchsia.
writing the show on Sunday, tomorrow, tomorrow if you're watching the standalone edition of Be the Booker, for Clash of Champions, how would you do it? Firstly, the pre-show matchup. Your girl, Alicia Fox, going up against Nia Jax.
And she is more lovely and amazing and beautiful than she ever has been. And she's going to have a very tall order with Nia Jax. Nia Jax is the beast. She is the one that is doing the damage to the women's division. And it's Nia Jax's first match really with a name opponent. But Nia Jax is on a mission to become the women's champion.
A mission from God?
You know what? Why? You know what? You gave me the bad marker. Look at this. You can barely see what I'm trying to do there. But Nia Jax is going, Alicia Fox is going to scratch and claw and bite and kick her way to a loss. But it's going to be one hell of a match for Alicia Fox.
Next up will be the endorsed Sami Zayn taking on Chris Jericho.
Two of Canada's favorite athletes.
Yes.
You got Screech against Y2J.
Screech.
He looks like Screech.
He does not look like Screech. How dare you say such a thing about an endorsed talent?
Screech looks right now.
He does not. He does not. Is Screech redhead?
They both have the same.
Is he a redhead?
Sami Zayn
Is he from Canada?
He's not a true ginger.
Oh, you're alleging him of perpetrating?
He's Palestinian. How can he be a true ginger?
They don't come out that way.
I've never seen a redheaded.
Doesn't mean they don't exist. I had never seen a black Russian until recently.
That's your favorite drink.
No, white Russian is my favorite drink.
Is that one of your white lies again?
Can you carry on with Be the Booker in this matchup? Zayn versus Jericho?
I mean, Jericho's going to give Sami Zayn all he can. He's going to work the leg. That Sami Zayn gets hurt every week. He's the underground underdog.
The underdog from the underground.
And he is. Here's the dynamic.
What's the dynamic?
Is Kevin Owens.
He's busy.
Kevin Owens, his former best friend, is wrestling his current best friend.
Yes.
So you'd think that Kevin Owens would give Chris Jericho the keys to the kingdom, how to beat Sami Zayn.
Okay.
But you got to believe that Sami Zayn needs to get on track. He needs to get a victory. He needs to beat Chris Jericho. If he does not beat Chris Jericho, he will soon become the Raw version of Dolph Ziggler.
And folks, the New Day will defend their tag team championships against the Club, Gallows and Anderson, who were a bit more serious again this past Monday night on Raw.
Gallows and Anderson need to win. They need to. They have to win.
You're going to end the streak.
You know what? Streaks are meant to be broken, and there's no real streak with New Day because Demolition has that streak. So
they should come short of that, shouldn't they?
Yes, they should. New Day is still going to sell a ton of merch. They're going to sell all the T-shirts, the boxes of cereal, the glow-in-the-dark gimmicks on their foreheads.
They're probably the second best branded stars behind John Cena right now, aren't they?
Right now, yes. And then you think about it, it's like the club has nothing to sell. They have no merch that's moving. Do you then put the belts on the team that's making pennies for the company, or do you keep the belt on the team that's making them all the money for the company?
Seemingly, you would only do that if you value the chase. The New Day trying to get their championships back.
You could ask yourself this: what other tag team on Raw is worthy of chasing New Day if New Day stays the champions?
Can't be Enzo and Cass, can it?
It can't. No.
Can it be the Shining Stars?
Absolutely not.
Can it
be? What does that tell
Where's
you?
the Ascension? They're on SmackDown.
What does that tell you? It means Gallows and Anderson have got to defeat
new
New
champions
Day and become the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions.
All right, the United States Championship on the line as Rusev defends against Roman Reigns.
Has Rusev been any better than he has been the last few weeks?
No.
He's been on fire. Roman Reigns has been just as good. Both guys have a ton of steam and momentum behind each other. This is a
Reigns too?
Oh, Reigns had a great cage match with Kevin Owens.
Does that matter though in their mind?
Of course it does.
Okay.
But Rusev has been getting the better of Roman Reigns the last couple weeks.
And he's got Lana, won't you marry me now in his corner.
She's been non-existent.
Maybe that's on purpose.
I think that Lana has been forgotten.
Is she transitioning in ring?
At one time, Lana was a star.
The star of the two.
She would have been a top 5 Raw star. But right now...
Number 2?
No, that was Charlotte. But you want to know something? I want to see Rusev retain. I think they need to keep building up Rusev as the guy. And I'm sure it's not going to happen, but if I'm doing this show, I keep the belt on Rusev. Roman Reigns does not need it right now.
They are 3-3, ladies and gentlemen. Sheamus and Cesaro. This match, the rubber match, if you will, match 7 in the best of 7 series. Between the two, it occurs at Clash of Champions on Sunday.
7 series in this.
They're not fighting for anything. That's the challenge. What at the end of it, what does whoever win?
They're going to get a universal title shot.
Was it smart to go 3 up, 3 down?
Why not?
Really?
Yeah.
You want to keep it going back and forth a little bit?
No, that way, because now it's like, oh my gosh, Rusev or Cesaro was down 3-0.
But here's what I want to see, and we don't see it often enough: a best 2 out of 3 falls matchup that goes 2 falls, and a best of 7 5 series or whatever that doesn't go all the way. Because that's more surprising than the cliched got to get to that last match.
This match is a draw.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what I would do if I was booked.
Really?
And then you go 10 more minutes after that.
Makes it worth something. Give a big fight at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Creating something out of nothing. I like that. Interesting. What would the cause think about that?
Well,
Frank
it's too late for a temperature check. We're already committed.
Cruiserweight Championship on the line as TJ Perkins defends his newly won championship
put down Manic on there, but I'm like,
against the Brian Kendrick.
Well, you don't have TJ Perkins win a whole tournament to have him lose the belt on his first title defense on pay-per-view to Kendrick. TJ Perkins needs to retain. They're going to have a hell of a match. They're going to put all the stops. And this will be the first ever former TNA star to win their debut pay-per-view match.
Even though he's not really a former TNA star.
Of course he is. He was Manic.
He was under a mask, though, remember?
Right, but still.
The Women's Championship will be on the line. It is a 3-way matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. Charlotte trying to hold on to her Women's Championship on the Raw side.
This match doesn't even have me a little excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because it's a triple threat.
Okay.
Just too much stuff. There's going to be spots where someone's going to crash and burn to the outside. It'll be one-on-one, and you're not going to see as much cool stuff as we should in a regular match. I think they rushed Bayley into this match too quick. They could have had Bayley slowly build up, but putting her into the pay-per-view so quickly for the title, I think, is rushing her. Sasha should be the favorite because the fans love her, but the fans love Bayley just as much. Charlotte has been dominant. I'm going to go with Bayley.
Oh, she finally gets it?
Even though I think it's way too soon, just the way she's been getting handed to her the last couple weeks makes her look like she's ineffective.
And she did take the pinfall victory this past, pinfall loss this past Monday night on Raw.
And she lost the week before, too.
Right in front of us?
I don't know if it's that obvious, but why not? And then Sasha and Bayley can go into their program. And
what about Charlotte?
And Dana Brooke can go into theirs.
Do you want to see that?
No. You don't like seeing sisters or brothers ever fight.
The biggest party event of WrestleMania weekend is back. WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash presents Shenanigans Orlando. Join Nash and his friends for a huge VIP party Friday, March 31st. Party with the biggest stars of wrestling at the world-famous Mangoes on International Drive to kick off WrestleMania weekend. Don't miss Shenanigans Orlando, hosted by Kevin Nash. Tickets are available now and going fast at pwrshow.com. That's pwrshow.com.
So recapping, ladies and gentlemen, what you have done so far, what you did so far here at Clash of Champions, which is Sunday night.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches.
Tomorrow night on the WWE Network. In the pre-show matchup, Nia Jax defeats Alicia Fox. And then
Sami Zayn over Chris Jericho.
Sami Zayn defeats Chris Jericho.
It's words.
Brand
How can
new,
you not read the
brand
words?
new tag team champions, ladies and gentlemen, in the club. Gallows and Anderson defeating the New Day and ending their 400-plus day streak as champions. Rusev retaining his United States Championship over Roman Reigns. That story continues, though, beyond it. What is Lana going to do is the question, if anything, in that matchup. Cesaro versus Sheamus ends in the 7th match of a best-of-7 series with both men tied 3-3. Ends in a no contest, but you want it to go overtime to get a winner on the same night.
Why not? Make that last match mean something more where, wow, it was a draw, but they went 10 more minutes, and that's when the shenanigans can pop in.
Because after this matchup, they can't touch again for how long?
Till Monday night on Raw, we have a rematch.
TJ Perkins retains his Cruiserweight Championship over Brian Kendrick. Bayley becomes the new Women's Champion on the Raw brand. And from there, we go to the main event, ladies and gentlemen, where it will be for the Universal Championship. Kevin Owens defending against Seth Rollins. And there's a huge factor at play in this matchup that was finally mentioned in depth this past Monday night, that being the husband of Stephanie McMahon, Triple H.
And what was that?
Well, they finally started talking about him and whether or not he'd get involved and what Stephanie's alliance was.
I think these two have to have a fight. Because I think Kevin Owens needs to establish himself as the real deal champ.
This is his first chance, right?
Yeah, because he didn't win the cage match,
Yeah.
which meant nothing on Raw. When he won the title, he really didn't beat anybody because Triple H did all the dirty work for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for Kevin Owens to have his moment where he defeats Seth Rollins to give legitimacy to him being the Universal Champion. I don't care if he just skates by. He needs to pin him and beat him.
Is this not set up perfectly, though, with Rollins being the challenger to Owens' championship and Rollins being at odds with the McMahons right now?
Or what happens if Triple H comes down and pedigrees Kevin Owens?
Flips the script entirely.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't explain himself.
No,
There's some intrigue there.
He doesn't have to. It just shows that Triple H still runs everything. That he's the guy that calls all the shots. But I don't think Triple H will get involved.
At all? Forever?
Why? I mean, there's so much on this show already, but Kevin Owens needs to retain his Universal Championship.
Boom.
Seth Rollins does not need it right now. If you put the belt on this guy, you got to run with him for a little bit. Make it worth something. He needs to be a champion at least until Royal Rumble. I don't see him going into WrestleMania as the champion.
Okay. Why not?
That's it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I just don't see Kevin Owens headlining WrestleMania.
Did you ever see Daniel Bryan headlining WrestleMania?
He didn't.
Did you ever see... He didn't.
Brock Lesnar and Taker headlining that WrestleMania.
Here we go. Semantics start already, ladies.
What was the
and
match that sold the building?
Well, the match that sold the building, no doubt, was Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
That was the headlining match. Didn't close the show.
What was the headlining match of this past year's WrestleMania in Dallas?
I'm trying to think here. It was Roman Reigns against...
Triple H? Really?
Yeah, they went on last.
Oh, Daniel Bryan went on last against Triple H.
Who did Taker
at WrestleMania
wrestle?
30. Who did Taker wrestle?
Yeah.
This past year WrestleMania,
Yeah.
Shane McMahon in the Hell in a Cell matchup.
Yeah, that was a headlining match.
It's so much so that you don't even remember it.
You know, all this hookah stuff around here.
That is Be the Booker.
It's affected the way
here,
I
the
think.
extended edition here on a Saturday night from the Pro Wrestling Report. Be sure to go
congested.
back in the annals of time, if you will, and check out yesterday's edition of Feedback Friday and this past Thursday's very, very broad edition of Prime Time as well. And tomorrow night, I want to remind you, we will have Battle of the Brands looking at Raw versus SmackDown, who you said won. Also, we'll be taking a look at what to look forward to in the upcoming week from professional wrestling on both of those shows. It's going to be an interesting week with Raw with some heavy competition on Monday night, and SmackDown with a marquee announced main event coming up on Tuesday's show. So for that one, this is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for joining us here for Be the Booker. We'll see you tomorrow for Battle of the Brands and PWR Reaction live following Clash of Champions.